Hello there, and welcome. My welcome mat is out at Health Alchemy here with Craig Lane, and we're here to talk about, again, the two biggest energy drains in our life, at least in my experience, having worked in men's groups since 1996, 29 years in men's groups, been facilitating discussions for over 30 years, doing workshops, leading and being parts of various health workshops and spiritual workshops for 30 to 35 years. So my resume is quite large. Oh, impressive. But what I have to share with you are some direct observations, and you could call them some more byproducts. So there's lots of ways we drain energy. And so we want our energy field to build up, not shrink. And we know that because we have more energy during the day, we sleep better and feel restored in the morning, we can work out and recover quickly without soreness, our mind is clear, our heart and our mind and our guts are all connected in a good way. And so I have this formula. It comes out of Carlos Castaneda's work with Don Juan Matus. Whether that was true or not is inconsequential. It comes out of men's groups and men's work. It comes out of working with clients in health and in spirituality. And that is, what is your impeccability? I just loved that word when I first saw it as a young man. I want to be impeccable. Don't you want to be an impeccable human being? As a man, I want to be an impeccable man. I want to guard the elderly and the women and the children. And I want to be able to provide for people. I want to be able to protect people. And I want to have passion, And so there's a formula for that I came up with. Don Miguel Ruiz talks about the four agreements. That's another way of looking at the same thing. So that's another good one. The four agreements, another way of looking at this. Don Juan Matus' work with Carlos Castaneda, great way of looking at this. Dan Millman has some books about this, and his version of it's called The Gateways of Release, how we drain energy. And it's sort of shocking when you see how America works in Hollywood and the movies and illusion, and people think illusion's real and everything's inverted and gaslit, and they wonder why they're all twisted in knots. And the disclosure is killing a lot of people right now, literally, because their belief systems. Go back to my belief video, and that'll tell you what you need to know about why the world is the way it is. I don't believe you. Well, I'm sorry, but facts are facts. I got facts and you got beliefs, so you're draining your energy. Okay, so your impeccability then is your alignment of your accountability to your word and your alignment with your core values. So let's break that down quickly. So your accountability to your word is simple. If you say you're going to meet somebody at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and you keep showing up at 5:30, then you're draining your energy. Why? Because there's a consequence to you not showing up and keeping your word. You want to know what it is? The other person doesn't trust you anymore. I've processed 1,000 men and people through this, and both ways, where I've been processed and I've processed others. And so the consequence to you is anxiety, pressure, fear, and, and other things, grief, shame, guilt. And if you don't have those, then you're really in deep trouble, because that means your internal conscious is broken and you're numb. So not being accountable to our word, the consequences are our own internal tension and its misalignment, and then others don't trust us, and others could die. If you've got say you've got to show up for a battle, here's another extreme one I use with the men is, okay, we all got to show up for the battle on Friday at 6 o'clock, We're planning on this battle, and then you're a half hour late and all your team's dead. Boy, that doesn't feel very good, does it? But that's another consequence of not keeping your word. Then the values thing is a little more complex, because we cannot judge other people based on their values. Like the Webster's Dictionary version of health is the absence of symptoms is considered health. That's a really low bar, pathetically low value. My definition of health has like 15 parameters, and it's like this high versus this high. So if you have high, strong values and you don't keep them, though, then it's another energy drain. Like say, okay, I gave my word to be somewhere at 5 o'clock, but I have a value to help people that are in distress if I can see and I can help them. So I'm driving along the road, and I'm at a place where I can pull over, and there's some older woman that's fallen near the road, and she's in distress and she's asking for help. And there's nobody around, and so I stop and help her, and it makes me late for the men's group. But I pull up my phone, I text my men's group and say I'm helping somebody because I value helping people in distress if I can. And these are something that if you don't know what your values are, or you can't keep your values, then you need to work on, like, first is, what are my values? And am I aligning with them is the second. So not aligning with our values. So what do we value in life? That's one thing to look at. And do we keep our word? Two biggest energy drains in our life. And I've told you the reasons why. And if you want to know more reasons why, just start asking people about your behavior and how it affects them. Start checking in with yourself when you're late. Start understanding, like, oh, wow, I'm even judging another person. Judgment's another big loss of energy, because it implies on some level self-importance. And I got it bad, but the saving grace is knowing it, seeing it, being aware of it, and moving on from it. Like, I have a value to kill flying insects that try and, that's my value. I have a value to kill flying insects that are trying to suck my blood. So I'm out here in the woods and there's flying insects around me, and do my best. And sometimes there's one that just catches the eye, and, is that an energy drain? Hell no. I enjoy being a hunter. Like, a lot of men have lost that. My father used to go and hunt deer with friends. He'd be gone for a weekend, and, so I hunt insects in my house, my property, whatnot. Okay, I hope you're having a wonderful evening, and we'll see you here at Health Alchemy.